welcome to my channel. My name is Kiki and it is time to make crafting fun. For DIY number 1, we're gonna make a beautiful basket, and it's a tobacco basket. For that, I'm using this canning thingy that I got from Amazon, and it's made out of wood. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get it off that package and I'm gonna start cutting my pieces. And as you can see, I'm cutting all of them. I'm gonna cut 16 of those so I can make my basket. Now that I have my 16 pieces, I'm gonna take 8 of them and I'm gonna struggle a little bit. But I'm gonna place them like this, leaving 2 or 3 inches between each of them. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab some tape and I'm gonna tape them in the middle so I stop struggling. So I'm taping it to the table. I know you cannot see it, but I wanted to show you that we are measuring first and then we're taping them down to the table like this. And I'm still struggling a little bit, but once you have all of them taped to the table, you won't have any more issues. So remember that part? Tape it to the table. And after we have taped all of those like that, we're gonna start weaving. And for that, I'm just using the other pieces and I'm going through our lines like this. And as you can see, we are starting to see a beautiful basket shape. So I'm gonna continue doing this all over my basket and adding our other 8 strips. After I finish with that, I'm gonna glue 2 strips like this in the front, just like this, so we can crisscross them and make our beautiful tobacco basket shape. After that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start just bending those edges like this. You can see me in the corner, really far in the corner, but now you can see better. And we're gonna just bend those edges like that so we can make our shape. And after that, I'm gonna take another piece of our long canning strip, and I didn't cut this one just to make sure that we had enough. And what I'm doing now is I'm just gluing it to those strips that we just bent. And like that, we're gonna go all around our basket, gluing that strip to those pieces that we bent. Just like that, we go all around and we will have a beautiful basket, tobacco basket shape. So we go around, we are making this and cutting the excess on the ones that we need to cut. And then we're gonna just go back to the other side like that. And if we need to cut, we cut the excess and then glue it and continue all around. And as you can see, I'm struggling with this one, but we're gonna solve that a little bit later. For now, I'm just gonna keep on gluing like this all around it until I have finished my shape. And here we are on the last side of our basket, and I'm just continuing gluing and adding those clips or clamps from Dollar Tree, and they are awesome for doing this because they hold that while the glue dries, and that's awesome. So we're just gonna continue doing this until we have finished with our basket. Once we have finished with all of that, let me just finish with this. First, I know. We're gonna continue just cutting and doing that, and when we get to the last one, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut the excess as we did with the other ones, and then we're gonna wrap that thingy or canning around the first one that we made. Cut the excess, add more hot glue, and that's it. Now that it is ready, we're gonna stain it using antique wax from Waverly. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a sponge brush and I'm gonna start just staining all over it like this. You can use any type of stain, but I was doing it indoors, and believe me, this doesn't smell and it dries a lot quicker than regular stain. Also, if you want, you can spray paint this with a beautiful shade of brown, but I wanted that wood grain thingy kind of to show. So I'm just staining it like this. Then I'm gonna flip it over, and I'm also gonna stain the back because I want a finished product. So I want my finished project to look beautiful on all the sides. So I'm just staining the back like this. And I will cover all of that with that beautiful antique wax stain kind of color. Now that it is done, we're gonna let it dry. You can see we stained the back and the front. We're gonna let it dry and then we're gonna start decorating. And I'm using those Merry and Bright that I have. And I'm making a swag for the bottom. And those are from a sign from Dollar Tree. And what I'm doing is I'm just adding a little bit of hot glue and then gluing it to my beautiful tobacco basket. Then we're gonna make that swag, and for that I'm just using 2 picks that I had from last year and a little bit of wire and a bow that I made. And if you want to see more of those bows, or you want to see a bow tutorial from an unprofessional bow maker, let me know in the comments below, because I plan on making that for next week. So let me know what you think about that. Now I'm just gonna add my swag to the bottom over here and fluff it a little bit so we can have a beautiful fluffed swag. And that will be it for this beautiful wooden, beautiful basket. But I will add that ornament too. And here you can see it all finished, and this is how it turned out. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this basket, because now I want to make lots of this beautiful baskets. And this is part of the What Would You Make, hosted by my beautiful friend Stana from OK at Home DIY, Marsha from Marsha Mush and Stuff, and Sandy from Sandy Lumbermill DIY. In the description box down below, you're going to find the link to the playlist and also to all of their channels, so you can go and check them out. Now for DIY number 2, we're going to take a wood round, and yes, I'm obsessed with them, and we're going to stain it with antique wax again. So I'm going to grab my antique wax and a sponge brush, and I'm going to start just staining it all around. Just like that, until we have covered all of our wood round. And as I told you, I'm obsessed with wood rounds. They are so awesome and they look beautiful. But let me show you all that a little bit later. For now, let's stain this. And we're gonna stain it really nice, completely like this, until we have covered all of that beautiful wood round. And as you can see, we can see that beautiful wood grain, and that's what I wanted. Now let me finish with this, let it dry completely. And I have found that the heat gun won't work with antique wax, so let it dry naturally. Then we're gonna make a decal on my Cricut, but you can use, if you want, a printout or stickers to make this beauty. Or also you can paint it or hand paint it. It will be fine. But now I'm just gonna remove my decal, and this is a struggle always. If you know a transfer tape that works beautifully, let me know in the comments below, because I'm looking for some suggestions. I'm open to suggestions on that. Now I'm gonna take my decal and I'm gonna glue it or stick it to my wood round like this, and you will see we will have the most beautiful sign ever. And this is a tray. But fun thing, vinyl won't stick so well to antique wax, so this one was a struggle as well. So after I finish with this and placing my decal and making sure everything is on my tray, we are going to move on. After I finish with this, we're gonna move on to showing you how beautiful this tray it is. I just love how this one turned out. So let me just struggle a little bit more with this, because this one is a cookies for Santa and some treats for the reindeers, and also some milk for Santa. Yep. And Santa needs something to keep that diet. And I'm gonna make sure he can keep track of what he's eating. I will try. So we're gonna finish with this, and I added the names of my kiddos over there in the corner, so Santa knows that they were the ones that chose the sugar-free cookies. Yeah. So next year they won't get any gifts. Now I'm gonna finish with this. And like this, we will have a beautiful, beautiful tray. Let me show you. Now I'm just gonna press the back part of the decal to make sure everything is stuck on there. Now let me show you. Here you can see them. And now we have cookies and water because I told you Santa's on a diet. And you can see it over here. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this one. I love it. If you like modern farmhouse decor and lots of silly jokes, subscribe because that's what I do here. And hit the thumbs up and share this video with a friend because that really helps to support my channel. Also, go and check me out on my social media so we can be friends over there and have lots and lots of fun together. Now for DIY number 3, we're going to take these boxes from Dollar Tree, and those are the insides or the inserts of those boxes and the big box. And we have 2 of those inserts and 1 big box, and what I'm doing is I'm just taking more of that antique wax and I'm just staining them really well all around, all of them. The only thing I'm not going to stain is the inside of our boxes, but everything else will be stained. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to let them dry really well. And as I told you, antique wax needs a little bit more time to dry if you want the decal to stick to it. So let's just stain this really well, stain all of them like this, covering all of our sides like that. And after we finish, I gave a second coat on that one. But after we finish, we're going to let this dry for about an hour and a half, just to make sure they are really dry so we can move on to the next step. Let me finish with this so I can show you. Now we have them here. I'm going to let them dry, and they are dried, and I'm going to take some decals that I made on my Cricut, and as I told you, you can use stencils, you can use stickers, you can hand draw this, you can do anything you want. I made decals because it was a lot easier. But now I'm going to add an O, and this one looks like a beautiful ornament. I'm so in love with that O. And then I'm going to peel off that transfer tape that I told you it's giving me a hard time. And then we're going to move on to adding a J. And I think you know by now what we're making over here, but we're making a beautiful joy sign. And now I'm just removing the decal like this, and I'm going to add it over here. And then I'm going to remove the transfer tape so you can see it. So cute. Now we're going to add that Y. And after we have that, we have a beautiful joy. And we are going to add it over here, and look at that. They are so cute. That font is super cute. Then I'm going to remove the transfer tape like that. After the struggle, you know. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue them together like this. And for that, I'm going to use my hot glue. And I'm going to add it like this. Just a little bit of hot glue over there. Glue them together. Add one of those clamps. And that's it. Now I added a couple of candles on top of them, and they are looking so cute. This joy sign is the cutest thing ever. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this one, because you know me, I'm biased. And here you can see all of them together once more. So I think I'm ready for Santa to come home and leave me some presents. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below if you have behaved this year and you will be getting presents from Santa. Remember that this is part of the What Would You Make challenge, and you will have in the description box down below the link for the challenge playlist and also to all of our hosts, so you can go and check them out and also check out the playlist. I know you're going to find lots of beautiful things over there. They are awesome creators. And remember that if you like modern farmhouse, ball decor, and lots of silly jokes, and to see me struggle with my words as I have done with this video and the other ones, subscribe because that's what I do here, and hit the thumbs up and share this video with a friend because that really helps to support my channel. It makes YouTube notice me. And hit the thumbs up if you like this one, and if you love it, subscribe so you can keep on watching this type of videos. Take care, my beautiful friends. Bye-bye.